An hour before killing 22 people, the El Paso shooter posted a four-page manifesto toting his white supremacist agenda. He posted his thoughts on an open platform called XChan.
Cloudflare is the network provider 8chan used. The company says they'll no longer host that website. News4JAX consumer investigator Lauren Verno looked into this site. She's joining us now. Lauren, what did you find?
So the El Paso shooting, a shooting at two mosques in New Zealand, and a synagogue shooting in California. They all have one thing in common. Each of the shooters behind these massacres posted a manifesto onto the 8chan website. As a direct result of this last shooting, CloudShare said they will no longer host the website. A second net provider also pulling the plug on the website in the last 12 hours. But that doesn't mean these platforms are going anywhere. Think of 8chan like a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. The biggest difference, zero oversight. That's pretty terrifying. So there's no regulation whatsoever.
There's no editorial process. There's no oversight. And so individuals that have a manifesto or individuals that have an ideology, they have found that process to be ideal for them to be able to express themselves to the rest of the world.
Dr. Alex Del Carmen has worked as a criminologist for more than 20 years, seeing websites like 8chan come and go.
First of all, it's really hard for law enforcement to track him down. Secondly, it's hard to shut him down. And thirdly, it's hard to oversee him.
Carmen would even argue companies will now try to profit off of 8chan shutting down.
Absolutely. And not only that, I would argue that this actually promotes the idea among some people that, you know what, I should have my website up because that way it's going to ensure traffic. I can then sell ads, make money off it. And so that responsibility factor oftentimes ends when they see a potential of making money or being infamous, as it is the case on this particular website.
8chan announced on Twitter they plan on coming back. The company tweeted this response after CloudShare's announcement. There might be some downtime in the next 24 to 48 hours while we find a solution. That solution is another server to host the website, which Carmen says will inevitably happen. Is it really possible to regulate them and find out before a mass shooting happens?
People say to me, can we ever stop this? And my answer, unfortunately, is no. And the reason for that is this is going to happen again. You and I are going to be talking about this issue, in a few months, perhaps, or even a few years. And the reason for that is because it is incredibly difficult for law enforcement to be able to censor, monitor, and be able to identify these threats ahead of time.
Now, Carmen says websites like this are going to continue to pop up, many of them operating overseas, which means they cannot be regulated by our laws here in the United States. The only thing you can do, be vigilant. If you see postings with these hateful messages, you have to report them. I'm consumer investigator Lauren Verno, the local station.